Best hamstring stretch if you have back pain. How are we doing with YouTube? We just got our YouTube Live button today, and we're using YouTube Live for the very first time. So we're streaming. Here we go. This is a very important topic, and our goal is to help you. I'm explaining why it's important. First of all, the hamstring stretch is maybe the most important stretch, and people sometimes aren't doing it right. Our goal is to give you the tools. That's why we do what we do. When we decided today to do the hamstring stretch, I went into Google to see if we could find some pictures. I can say that, right? Okay, good. And I promise you, we looked through 200 pictures, and every single one of them was wrong. They were doing it absolutely the wrong way. So first of all, let's define the back pain. So the hamstrings attached to the back. We talked about this the other day when we talked about the foam roll. Hamstring attaches to the femur, and then attaches to the back of the knee, and then to the pelvis. And when the hamstring is tight, it has a tendency to pull on the pelvis, which then overloads the discs. And when you overload the discs, because what it does is it kind of pulls down this way, you start to develop back pain. And the back pain that we've talked about in the past are the bulging discs, herniated discs, degenerated discs, spondylolisthesis, and sciatica. And the key is to stretch the hamstring. But the problem is the way that people are doing it is absolutely wrong. Why do we want to stretch the hamstring? And I'll go back one picture. Injury prevention. So when you have tight hamstrings for too long, what can happen if you're going to go out and do a sport and your hamstrings are too tight? You do run the risk of having an injury. And one of the injuries you can have is a tearing of the hamstring. Very painful, obviously. Above and beyond back pain, you could potentially have some tearing in the hamstring. So it's injury prevention. Increase your flexibility. And you know what? When you increase your flexibility, you actually physically feel better. Even when you don't know your muscles are tight, you start to stretch your muscles, you feel good. Increases blood flow, gets the lactic acid out, a very good thing. Improve your posture. We've talked a million times about your posture. Posture is very, 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 very important. Also does some stretching of the calf. I'll show you what that looks like in the picture. Reduces back pain, which is why we're talking about this, and strengthens your abdominal muscles. And you know what? Strengthens your low back muscles. So what you want to do is you want to do it throughout the day, morning, noon, night, and you want to hold the stretch for 20 seconds, and you want to do 3 reps for each leg. Now, the reason first of all, the wrong way is where you're leaning forward. Why? Because we know that prolonged flexion of the spine, which is this position here overloads the discs. Even though your goal is to stretch the hamstrings, the overloading of the disc is actually going to make your problem worse. So it's not uncommon if you have back pain and you have a bulging disc, a degenerated disc, spondylolisthesis, herniated disc, and you're flexing to stretch your hamstrings because, oh, I have back pain, I need to stretch my hamstrings, you're actually going to make your problem worse. So there's a wrong way and a right way. This, and that looks silly, this is me, obviously, and we had to use this picture because we couldn't find the proper picture. And this is the beginning phase. We have one of Dr. Amy, the physical therapist, doing it, but this is where you need to start because it's the easiest. You want to keep your spine straight, and you want your leg bent like this, and you bend the opposite knee. So you bend the opposite knee, and you're going to hold yourself up. That way you're not over flexing. You want to avoid the flexion. Now, I went on the internet and I found pictures, and these people are all doing it wrong. What is wrong about this? They're flexing. Flexion forward. Okay, a lot of flexion. You can see her spine's probably pretty flat, but this is a terrible thing to do if you have back pain. It's going to cause your back pain to get worse. We have a lot of yoga teachers that come to us as patients because they've herniated their discs over the years from all the wear and tear from the flexion. Here's some other really good ones. I have no idea what these people are doing. All right, this is not the best way. I wouldn't recommend this. okay? This one here, I don't even know what's going on here, but check this one out. Don't do that, okay? That's not the best way to stretch your hamstrings. You're gonna make your back worse, and all kinds of bad things are gonna happen for that one for sure. All right, so this is where you start. This is the easy position, okay? So you keep your spine straight, put your leg out, and you bend the other knee, and you kind of lower yourself down a little bit. This is where you start. This is where you start. Now, Amy here, she's going to show you by putting her foot on a chair. Same thing. There's a lot of emphasis on keeping the spine straight. You have to keep the spine straight. You don't want to arch the back. You don't want to flex forward. Okay, and that's what she's saying there. Don't flex forward. So you put your leg out and you bend your spine at the hip. I shouldn't say bend your spine. You bend at the hip. It's the hip hinge. Do you remember when we talked about the hip hinge? It's the absolute most important tip. It's the hip hinge. Okay? This is how you stretch the hamstrings. You bend at the hip. Keep the leg straight, bend at the hip. You avoid this activity. This will make you worse. The internet is full of information that is wrong. You're getting wrong information. Why do we do this? We're doing this to help you. Okay, we know the difference. We've been doing this for 23 years. We've treated over 20,000 patients in this 23-year time. Okay, we know the right way, we know the wrong way. We've been doing it for a long time. Our goal is to share the information with you. Now, if you have a herniated disc and you're not getting better, you need to come see us. We can help the herniated disc. We'll give you the hamstring stretch, but we'll wait until your disc starts to get a little bit better before we give the hamstring stretch. It's a good idea to have loose hamstrings, but you need to fix the problem, the underlying problem first. Okay, but if you don't have a herniated disc, go for it. This is not a diagnosis, nor this is a treatment. This is my disclaimer. Okay, if you have a problem, it's not getting better, you need to see a doctor. If you like our information, I want you to share this information. Also, I want you to like our Facebook page. Okay, we do these every single day. We do information on Mondays, a lot of the anatomy, why you have the problem. Tuesdays about the tips. Yesterday we did a tip. What was our tip? I even forgot already. Okay, great. We did a tip yesterday. The days go by fast. All right, so stretches on Wednesday. Thursday is the exercise, and Friday is, we call it Fun Friday, but I don't know if they've been fun yet, but we're going to try to make them fun. More fun. Funner. All right, so also, I want you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I want you to share the information. I want you to follow us on Instagram and follow us on Twitter. These are the important ones. Share the information with your friends. Share the information with your family. We're here for you. Our goal is to help you. Text neck. That's what we did last night. Whew. All right, it's getting late. Late. I had to go to another clinic again today. A lot of driving. All right, I'm done. Just remember, our goal is to give you the best information, because a lot of it, you can see what those people are doing. I just like to look at that one. I won't go. This guy. Don't do that. That's it. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much. All right. That's good.